So it's time for another one of these, but this time I'm doing it here from my desk because I wanted this to have the gravity that it has, the subject matter. And I didn't want to be sitting beside my bed, talking about this in particular. I have a question to ask you today. Are you in a dark place? I'm in a dark place, and I've been in it for a little while. And I was in it when I was doing a lot of those videos, especially the bedside chat ones. Now, that might not be news to some of you, but to most of you, I wanted you to understand that most people who are in a dark place, you don't know they are. They're walking through the valley and shadows of death all the time. And they're still putting their best foot forward. They're still showing up at work. They're hitting their mark. They are doing good works even. But when they're alone, when they're silent, the real energy that they inhabit comes forth. So you would have to be in that secret place one-on-one with them to see their real face. Most of us are not privy to that inner sanctum. But I'm here to give light to you today and tell you that I know you're hiding. I know the energy of those who hide. I can look at their feed and see that they're not telling you the whole story. And why would they? Because most people, when they divulge what they're really, really thinking and really feeling, most people run to the hills. They can't hear that. And they don't want to hear it. And they don't want to hear it not necessarily because they don't like you. They can't hear it because then they have to look at the darkness inside of themselves. Are you in a dark place? Well, I've got some news for you. The dark place isn't the most depressive place that it's been explained by others to be. There's nothing that grows, that comes to fruition, that has a full embodied life that doesn't begin in a dark place. Absolutely nothing. A baby being born, you don't see it for 9 months. In the gestation period, everything is being formed. That beautiful garden that we look forward to having every spring is lying dormant in the winter. It's right there. You just can't see it. And come spring, those early buds that turn into those beautiful summer flowers were there that whole time. When a new invention hits the marketplace and everybody's got to have it, who was in the room with them when they were writing the code? Who was there when they were trying to get the patent? Who was waiting with them as they tested the market to see if they had a viable project, a viable product? You only know it from a consumer position. And I bet you see yourself as a consumer. You want to be fully formed, articulate, perfect on your first outing. You want to get the nomination for the Independent Spirit Award, and you want to win the Oscar. And you had best get that nomination for the Grammy, or you can't sing. We are challenging ourselves in ridiculous ways to produce at a level that isn't really art. There's some artisans on the side of the road as you're driving that are building in their garage and putting their stuff on the sidewalk on the weekends and selling it, and they are very happy. and they're not hanging in the Louvre. Mama doesn't know who they are. Metropolitan Museum of Art. At the end of the day, our measurement of ourselves and who we are has been flipped upside down by a world that only seems to celebrate achievement. What if doctors stopped doing surgery every time they got applause for a great breakthrough? 9 times out of 10, that doctor does a miraculous surgery and has to go right into another one on the same day, if not the next day. There's no time. Every now and then you get to pause and take a bow or come out of the shadow into the light, but you can't live in the light. You have to return back to the darkness in order to work on the next thing. You can't do it while everybody's staring. You can't hear God when you're listening to the applause of men. So if you're in a dark place, let me encourage you today and say, stay there for as long as it takes. I know sometimes financially it's hard to stay in that room, but if you can find a way to have a little bit of autonomy so that you can finish the process, the work that's in you that needs to be done a certain way and has a moment in time, right place, right time, then you get to come out and celebrate what you've been working on and go right back in. All right? That's all I have to say today. Be well. Have an incredible Easter weekend, the very symbol of being in a dark place and not staying there. Peace.